Hey guys, how you doing? Ron here with Tech Tips to Go. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to set up a Zoom call to do your teleconferences, remote sessions, remote meetings, and more. So let's get into it. The first thing you want to do is download Zoom. You just go to Google, or you can go to zoom.us, Google Zoom, and then once you download Zoom, or once you sign up for an account with Zoom, what you want to do is go to the Chrome extension. And at the bottom of, let me just show you here. At the bottom of Zoom, at the bottom of when you activate your account, so you can see this is my personal meeting URL, and I can start a meeting right now. Now what you want to do is you can save time by scheduling your meetings directly from your calendar. So you could download this Zoom extension for Chrome. And you know, Zoom is very easy, very intuitive, very easy to use. The first thing you want to do is when you start a meeting, you have a couple of options. You can turn off your webcam, so with video off or with video on, or you can just do screen sharing only. So if you don't want to show your face, select screen share only. So once you've downloaded it, you'll actually see it here. It's attached to my email. And you can have some settings here. So your meeting ID, you can either use a personal meeting ID or a one-time meeting ID. Require meeting password, so random password, and you can provide this to a user that you email out to. And underneath video, you have the host or participant off or on. So in this case, I can set my scheduling for my video for me as a host to have video on, and the participant to have video on as well. And on audio, I would keep this at both. So either you can have computer audio an option so they can handle the Zoom call through the speakers of their laptop, or microphone, or their built-in webcam that might have a speaker and video. So underneath options here, I like to keep this just default enable waiting room, and you know the main part is include the join URL, because once you schedule a Zoom call to an email recipient, they're going to get that URL, and all they have to do is click on it. And if they don't have a Zoom account, they'll be prompted to download it, and it's very easy to do. And then here you could allow me to specify meeting options each time. I don't select that, but and then just click save. Okay, so now that you have Zoom, now it says open zoom.us. So zoom.us wants to open the application. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on open it. So now we have the application running. Zoom would like to access the camera, so we can click OK. Now the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you test test speaker and microphone. I have actually 3 cameras set up. So I've got my laptop set up, I've got my Logitech camera, then I also have a camcorder that I do my green screen. So if you have a complicated setup like me, you want to test out the speakers. So right now I'm actually, my output is I'm going through a Scarlett 2i2 USB. Now you can see here the output level. So do you hear ringtone? You have 5 speakers now. Testing speaker 4. So here, what we can do is select the Logitech. This is my speaker set. So I could hear that. So do you hear the ringtone? Yes. Now speak and pause. Do you hear a replay? Now speak and pause. Do you hear a replay? So I do. So I'm going to select yes. Speaker and microphone look good. So now I've got my speaker, which is set up. My microphone is good. Now I'm going to join with computer audio. So now what we can do is set up the video part. So to hear others, click the join audio button. So join with computer audio, right, if you want. So like we can do this. Now click if you want to switch to a different microphone or speaker. Now I'm going to show you just the camera setup. So right now, this is pointing to my camcorder here, but I do have a Logitech computer, but I'm also doing a recording with Camtasia, so Camtasia might be blocking that port, or it might be in use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to maybe I'll pause the video and just show you where you can set up a different camera, whether it's from your laptop or from your Logitech cam. So I can come over here, I can do video settings, and as you can see, I've got multiple cameras. So I've got my Logitech, my FaceTime HD camera, which is my laptop, so which is over here, right? Or I can select, let's test out the Logitech Brio. Perfect, works, good. So now that's how you set up your video part. Now let's go to audio. And as you can see, you can test your mic, you can test your speakers. So let's start it with speakers. So that's perfect, you can hear it. Now test mic. Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, testing. Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. Great. Now you could adjust these levels here. Right now it's on max input volume. So I select automatically adjust microphone volume, keep that as default. And that's it. And then here you can do share screen, you can change your virtual background. So that is pretty much the basics of Zoom, very easy. I leave everything mostly at default. You can start playing around with things like where do you want to store your recordings, because you can save those recordings later on. You can just select the file or the file location on your Mac where you want to store your Zoom settings or your Zoom recordings. So here you can see statistics. Overall, you can see, this is your kind of like your CPU utilization or your Mac utilization. So when you're running Zoom, you can see how much memory you're using, and then I've got a 6-core MacBook Air. You could also look at your frequency, your rate of audio. So if you have any latency, you'll see send and receive. You might be sending, but you might not be receiving, and you might get a lot of jitter. If you do have a lot of packet loss, that's going to show, because packet loss is basically you're sending information over to another recipient, and if you have a lot of loss, that means you're going to have a lot of jitter. So let's do a practice screen call with one of my employees out in the Philippines, and I'll show you how it works. So here we are right now. Really hate when my video is just so up in your face. But anyways, I'm going to send an invite. So I'm going to send an choose your email service to send. So I'll use Gmail right now. It's going to open up my Gmail account. And now I'm going to put to support at please join. Or what you can do is just copy this and send, right? So now I'm going to go to my Google Hangouts where one of my employees is up online, and I'm just going to paste this. And we're going to do a test. Testing it live and recording on Camtasia. So now that Diana, she's entered the waiting room. So now I can admit her. So now Diana is in the meeting. So it says Diana Vel is connecting to audio and can't hear you yet. So now it says Diana Vel is connected to audio. So now what we can do is just start a conversation. Hey Diana, can you hear me?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Perfect. Do you have your video up or no? No video?
I'm sorry.
Do you have your video up or no?
Oh, no, not yet.
Okay. I'm just doing a recording, doing another Camtasia video. So Diana hasn't enabled video, but she has the option when you join. Like I mentioned, you can join through video, or you can just join with video off. So Diana has video off. And that's how you do a Zoom call. Anyways, I'm going to end the meeting, Diana. I just wanted to show people and test how
Yeah,
Zoom
no
works.
problem.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
So now what we're doing is we're just going to end the meeting. We could leave the meeting or we could end meeting for all. So we'll just click end meeting for all. And that's it. So that's how you do a Zoom conference call. Very straightforward, very easy. You could add multiple participants. I'll just show you here. So underneath Mac, if you go to your Finder, let's just do this later. So here underneath Zoom, let's close this because I just did a fresh install. You could come over here to applications. Now what I like to do is just grab Zoom and drag it over to your desktop or create a shortcut. Now I'm going to sign in. So once you're signed in, you're going to see these 4 boxes. Very easy to use. You can just click on new meeting and then you can use my personal meeting ID. So you could copy this pin ID, or you can actually send a schedule, or you could come over here underneath meetings and then copy the invitation and then send that out. So pretty easy to do. You can also come over here, schedule a meeting, select the date and the time you want it to start, and then here's your required meeting password, and then you can schedule it, and then it's going to bring us to a calendar which will sync with your Google Calendar or your Safari calendar, your Mac calendar. And so now that we have this, we can show the meeting invitation, and here what you can do is just copy this information and just paste that over to an invite or to the recipient, whether it's Google Chat or email. But here you can copy that invitation and just send it into a regular email. So that's how you do and create a Zoom call, Zoom schedule. Very easy to use. And once you're in that meeting room, you can start adding participants. And the great thing I like about this is, it's completely free. So anyways, if you like the video, please subscribe, comment below, and I'll see you in the next video.